You know you have a Honda and it's starting to turn into wintertime when your power steering pump starts to whine in the morning or during cold starts. And my Honda is doing that exact same thing. I mean, it's been doing this since I had it. So for the past year and a half or something, it's been doing this. So if you don't know about this already, every time it's cold, there's an O-ring around the high pressure tube for the power steering pump, and that O-ring, Honda put in the black ones at first, OEM, and for some reason the quality on those is kind of shit. So Honda did put stuff out about it, but they never issued a recall or anything because it never really added any safety issues, I don't think. But they did make a new O-ring and it's red now, so I'm gonna change that out. My arm's starting to get tired, but yeah, so I'm gonna change that out. And these are what you're gonna need. So what you're gonna need, wait a minute, hold on, this camera is like a dust magnet, hold on. Well, like what I was saying, all you need is this stuff. So this is the O-ring, so you can see that this is what it looks like now, so it's red. I'm actually surprised how small it is. I thought it would be bigger.
That's what she said.
But and you need the power steering fluid and a 10 mil, and that's pretty much all you need. So the first thing that you're gonna need to do, this applies to pretty much any V6 Honda, so any J series Honda. But my engine cover may look different to yours, but that makes no difference on changing it or anything. I have two 10 millimeters on my engine cover which hold it up, so just loosen those depending on how you have to. Yours might be different than mine. So like I said, it doesn't really matter how you undo yours, but I just have two 10 mils, so I'm just using a screwdriver to get to that. And then I usually just keep them in my pocket, but make sure you don't have holes in your pockets because then it'll be pretty much useless. And then just pull it right off. So this is the culprit right here. So this is the power steering pump, and I believe this is the low pressure line and this is the high pressure line. So it would be nicer if the engine was cool when I'm doing this, but I'm not actually too close to anything to burn myself. The first thing that you're going to want to do is pull the hose clip from the front of the power steering line with either needle nose pliers, or it doesn't really matter what kind of tool that you use. Play it sound. After that, make sure that you put a paper towel or a rag underneath the power steering pump so you don't get any excess fluid leaking out all over the engine bay. And now you can use a 10mm socket or a wrench and loosen the bolt underneath the power steering line. But you might need to use a small wrench since it's a pretty tight space to get into. Now after you pull the hose out, you can take out the original black O-ring, and it might be inside the hole in the pump or it might be on the tip of the hose itself. And just replace it with the new red one, but before you do, make sure you dip the new O-ring in a little bit of power steering fluid just so it sits well and it lasts a long time. Now you just do everything in reverse and just put everything back together and remove the towel. So that's pretty much it. So it wasn't a lot of work, I'd say. In total, it took about 15 minutes max. It took a little bit longer because I had to film and move the camera around. But if you're doing it yourself without filming or anything, it probably would take about 10 or 15 minutes. But it's pretty simple and you don't really have to be too mechanically inclined to do it. On that bombshell, it's not time to end yet. I would like to give a special shout out to Jegs.com because they reached out to me to promote their products and stuff. So, to make a long thing short,
That's what. If you say that's what she said one more time, I'm gonna pop you.
Jegs.com is a website that has a bunch of different car parts for all kinds of cars, from a 1980 Corolla to a brand new 2500 Silverado. anything. They even have parts for my vehicles, like the 4Runner and Betty and another mystery vehicle that's coming up. I usually use websites like eBay and stuff to find my parts, but I am interested in seeing how jegs.com works. But so far, from my initial impressions of it, it seems pretty well laid out and organized, and they seem to have a lot of parts, but probably not for everything. It's mostly towards resto mods and trucks and stuff like that, but they might have stuff for like an Accord or something like that. But anyways, now on that bombshell, it's time to end.
And on that bombshell, it's time to end. Thanks for watching. Good night!
And I'll see you guys in the next video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Well, comment if you want to, like if you want to, subscribe if you want to. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope it added some educational value to you. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, peeps.